This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen. You're listening to Elegbete TV and Radio.
All right, guys, good morning and welcome to this edition of very fantastic day. Almost started out badly already because of, I can't even explain it. That's the funny thing. I mean, I got everything set up. You know, you wake up, you do the job that you're supposed to do, you play your part, and then when it's time to go live, something just goes wrong. Yes, Peter, I'm serious because this computer was trying to mess me up. Okay, I've been here, like trying to be here 30 minutes on, sitting here, right, taking notes, preparing things, getting extra materials. And then show start now, and YouTube was not hanging me up. Like, I don't understand. It was spinning and spinning and spinning. It was turning on your own. Good. So that's what got me very, like, pensive and apprehensive a bit. Like, what's going on? You know how you get attached to doing the show, that somehow, if you're not going to do it, you know that you're the one that's not going to do it. Not when you give your everything, you put in everything to make the show happen, and then technology is messing you up. Well, whatever it is, man, I've conquered technology. We're back on the show. Good morning and welcome to the Thursday edition of the Sports Buffet. My name is Idafi Matthews. You're going to love to come in there. One of Sports. As we go, I will go from speaking English to speaking Pidgin English, speaking in tongue if possible. But everything you will hear here is us talking about sports. And if in the process you hear me talk something outside of football, it is allowed. I mean, I'm saying this for the first timers on the show. And if you're joining this show for the very first time, please do want to subscribe to the channel. Why should you subscribe? You may ask. Subscribe so that there is nothing about subscribing that will help you. I mean, I'm not one of those people who like to deceive people. The only thing that, give you extra benefit is that you will join this lovely community where people don't get insulted. I mean, if you go to other YouTube, and I'm not running them down, it is what is permissible. You know how the Bible says that whatever you bind here on earth is bound in heaven. Whatever you allow here on earth is allowed in heaven, right? So in this community, we don't allow somebody disagreeing with you. They can't disagree with you. And we do believe that two truths can stand side by side. So you can say, for instance, Ronaldo just took a knife and stabbed verbally, literally, not in real life, but lyrically, stabbed Eric Ten Hag. Now, somebody will say Ronaldo is wrong for doing that. Another person will say, no, Ronaldo is not wrong. But you do not have the right to insult people, to tear people down, and to make people look like what they said is wrong. And, I've seen a lot of people write to me and say, it is that banter that make your channel grow. No. Now, that's the thing that I don't want. I don't want to grow on the back of people being put down. I think we can grow by not putting people down. We can grow by being responsible, by being reasonable, by being good. Okay, sometimes we can joke, but we should know where the line is drawn. That's all that I am saying. And if you're joining for the very first time, viewers are meant to click on the like buttons and then also subscribe to the channel. And then beyond doing this live, we do a lot of other things that we put here. We put a lot of content. We interview legends of the game and get them to share their story on a content that we call Chronicles of the Legend. And we allow them to tell their own story from their own perspective. You might not agree with everything they say, as we have seen from when we put the Sunday Lisa interview here. So a lot of people disagree with him, but hey, that's his own perspective, whether you agree or you disagree. We've seen others as well. We've seen everybody love Oladimeji Lawal. We've seen the Brighton Macaroons interview get loved. Not only that, but then, okay, these guys felt, some of them actually feels bitter that, they were not loved by Nigerians when they were playing and they didn't also make a lot of money. But then when we put out this interview and they see the kind of love, Dimeji Lawal most especially, called me and was highly emotional that he did not realize that Nigerians even love him this much because he was going through every comment, detail after detail. And I've not interviewed somebody who have that much time before. Me, I have the time. It's my channel. Everything I put, when I see people commenting, I go up one after the other. Sometimes this comment is not delete it. Sometimes just leave it so that you allow people the freedom or democratic will. Like, okay, yeah, you can say your mind. But sometimes when you go overboard, I have to delete it. But then the Major Lawa practically, it would read, it would screen grab, send to me, say, oh, I love what this person said, this one, that one, that one, that one. And this one is nice, right? Make them feel good and so nice. So good that he asked me, send me your account number, let me send you money. I just love this. My family members are watching it and they are feeling like I even did way more than the Mokocha and the rest of them because of how people still remember what I did. And that, for me, is a win. Yeah, I mean, I want to have 100 million, 10 million, 100 million subscribers, yes, but that moment is a win because it is priceless. Having said that, what are we having on the show today is a lot, okay? While Arsenal is battling against injury, the odds are not stacked against them. Let's say, we always say that may the odds favor you. The odds are stacked against them. And what worst time in life, they are playing against that shitty club in North London called Tottenham Hotspur, and they are going to 3-point lane, or is it White Hart Lane? But now they don't have Declan Rice for his recklessness of picking up his first career red card, and then Martin Odegaard, the orchestra, the leader of the orchestra, the man who make everything happen, who orchestrate all the moves from the midfield, is also injured and out of the team. So who will connect for Bukayo Saka? Who will connect for Kai Havertz? Who will connect for the little supply that comes to the left-hand side? Because the left-hand side of Arsenal's attack is actually starved of supply. That's one part. When Manchester United are playing Southampton on Saturday, early kickoff if I'm not mistaken, and it should be like a welcome back from international break. We should be able to beat them, really beat them, confident boosting win, knowing fully well that after this they're going to play, I think, Spurs. But guess what? Cristiano Ronaldo, the petulant son, Cristiano Ronaldo reminds me of my former boss. Cristiano Ronaldo is the rich poor man. Now, the reason why I say that is a new tag that I've created for rich people who are bitter. I mean, I don't know why somebody will be very rich and still be bitter, right? But I think that Cristiano Ronaldo is a rich, very, very rich poor man. It's a rich, bitter human being. It is petulant. So, take it from me. I love petty people. I'm a fan of 50 Cent. I am petty myself. Hey, I go down dirty shit. Like, I go down low, finish cocoa, below, go. Yes, I go. If you come dirty with me, I'll go with you. There's no, I do worse than that, the phrase. But listen, there is a place where you fly high to, you now move on. Like, oh, let them just have the crumbs. Even me, as petty as I can be, I know that there's a place where I get to like, let them have our clothes. Let them have our real clothes. When New York, man, live like New Yorkers, okay? Right? If you don't get it, you don't get it. I can't explain that to you. But Cristiano Ronaldo coming to the Rio Ferdinand show podcast, I'm sticking the knife on Eric Ten Hag. But Eric Ten Hag started the season and said, we can't win the title. There is a reason why he's saying that. There's something he's saying that's making him say that. But all that put together doesn't change anything. Okay, so Man United will play against Southampton. And then after that, they will play in the EFL Cup against Barnsley. That's supposed to be a very easy win for them, right? Then they will play against Crystal Palace. It's Crystal Palace, not Tottenham Hotspur. Then they will play 20-ish, and then they will play Tottenham Hotspur and FC Porto, and then Aston Villa, and then Brentford. Oh, this is a very, very easy game. And then Fenerbahce. Yes, Victor Osimhen and Fenerbahce would host them in the UEFA Europa Cup. Then they'll play against West Ham. These games are tricky. Then they'll play against Chelsea, and I think that by that time, by the 2nd of November, Chelsea would have gelled together with a quote me on this one. This Chelsea will come good. They would come good. They definitely will come good. I think that there's something there in the Chelsea team that will make them come good. But then, would Man United come good? How long will it stay? Would Eric Ten Hag still be the manager by the time we get to Christmas? By the time we're having Christmas, by the time Santa is distributing gifts, on my birthday, December 26th, when everybody's unboxing their gift, would Eric Ten Hag still be the manager of Manchester United. This devil is really in red. Okay, would that be the case or something different? You to say, but there's plenty on the show to talk about, and we're going to deal with them one after the other. Somebody asked me a question. I'm hoping that I can answer. I've asked my guys to help me download something that I will play to support my answer. I hope the Elevator TV family people help me with that one. Stacy's Instagram post that I want to use to answer the question that Joel asked me. Okay, but let's go to the story as put together by the indefatigable, the amazing, the wonderful Timothy Deimbo, fantastic guy who's responsible for putting the news together. You can follow him on across all social media. It's TMT, the money team, TMT Deimbo. Okay, but let's start with this one. As a Man United fan, do you feel a bit scared? Do you feel a sense of trepidation, a sense of, the suffering will tell knowing fully well that these are the options that are available? Eric Ten Hag gets sacked somewhere this season before the season runs out. If the result don't turn, he gets sacked. Ruud van Nistelrooy get promoted up, which I don't think it's one of the best. Again, another Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type of signing. Or they say, okay, let's go outside of that. Let's bring in someone else. And they bring in Gareth Southgate. Gareth Southgate, who plays with a handbrake. Okay? When he started the England team, he couldn't really let them fly. Would he be able to let them fly for Manchester United? And let's not make any mistake about it. Eric Ten Hag have been given the materials that he wanted. He signed players. He demanded for Anthony. He got it. He demanded for the Argentine butcher. Yes, Martinez. He got him. He demanded for Onana. That man have considered more goal in one calendar year than any other goalkeeper in the history of goalkeeping at top flight club. Okay, but he demanded for him. Then he demanded for Lenny Yoro, who's now learning how to become a doctor in the medical department of Manchester United. He also demanded for Rafael Varane, who vandalized the team defense and didn't do well. Casemiro, everybody that is demanded for. Højlund, what's this other new striker that they just got from Bologna? What's his name? Josh Zirkzee and Ugarte. Ericsson, was it Ericsson? Was it the one that brought Ericsson in? But Sofian Amrabat, all of these guys that he's asked for, he's got. So I expect that this is the time that he's supposed to make manifest what your type of players can make manifest. But somehow, Man United is still close to Tottenham. They are not shitty as well. They're the devil's shit. Okay, but let's go to this one. Do you Manchester United fans worry that somewhere in the midst of all of this, your solution is Gareth Southgate, knowing how he plays with the England national team? And I think that the England national team have a collection of stars better than the Manchester United team currently. So do you guys worry that your redemption, your salvation is in the hands, your future salvation is in the hands of Gareth Southgate, possibly not really better by miles than what's it called? But then for Arsenal, Arsenal fans will be very happy because is close to Mikel Arteta is close to signing a 3-year extension to his contract as manager, so he will be there for quite a while. Another 3 years to the 4 or 5 years that he spent now. We're getting close to the 10 years, but nothing has been won apart from the FA Cup he won in the first 6 months on the job. Now it is time for him to come good and do something. Is the season going to crumble pretty early? Because we look at the way Man City have started. Man City normally does not start the season very well. You can't predict that Arsenal is going to win the Champions League. Okay, so if this league that they are chasing, that they came 2 points short of last season that they should have won, say for the Aston Villa game that they went absent-minded, is this, season going to be the one where they will say, you know what, I told you so. You should have signed strikers. You should have signed a backup for Bukayo Saka. You should have done this. You should have done that. Is that how Arsenal fans going to start lamentation pretty early, or when the going gets tough, only the tough gets going, and Arsenal will be that one. Well, there's so many to talk about in the comment section. Then give us your feel of what you think and what you feel, and any other thing that we've not mentioned, that we've not touched on. You can touch on them as well, and we will get to talk about them. Former England manager Gareth Southgate has stated that he is in no hurry to make a decision. He's looking for a 10-hack job. Okay? About his next coaching role, Southgate stepped down as England head coach following the team's defeat to Spain in the Euro 2024 finals during his tenure. He guided 3 Lions to consecutive European Championship finals in 2020 and 2024. Speaking to Sky Sports, Southgate, who has been linked with Manchester United and other clubs, expressed that he remains open to future opportunities, not just in football. However, his current priority is to rest, recharge, emphasizing that he doesn't want to rush into any decision. Gareth, say it so that you don't accuse me that I just said something without evidence.
Lots of opportunities. I'm very open-minded to what's next. That might be in football, that might be outside of football. I'm just going to take some time, refresh, recharge, and go from there. No, I think at the moment people know that I need to get some energy back. I'm intent on enjoying my life. I'm not going to rush into anything. I want to make sure that I make good decisions. And as I say, there's lots of different experiences that I'm enjoying, a bit like today. Got some charities that I want to support, which are very important to me. But also there's as I said, opportunities outside of football as well that I'm also quite interested in.
So let me just ask this. Let me just throw this on the road for the sake of it, because every time England, you hear people say, we're supporting this charity, we're supporting that charity. What is it about us that everybody who's a member will get a gift pack? Okay, we're compiling the list, we're getting them and find out, okay, there are different places. Those obviously Lagos and in Nigeria will get theirs first, but then we'll send ones on the side of the country, wherever. Now, having said that, I didn't know that. So I was on the YouTube as well, but I don't contain the owner of the channel. Like, it's not my business. I just enjoy. Okay, is there something to learn from? Is there something I'm not doing right? Is there something they are doing well? You know, what am I going to improve on more upon my work? And then people call me, your status is not good. Instead of you to buy spending money packages to members, why not spend money to promote your channel? What I want with my channel is generic growth, organic growth, people that are humans, not robots that are just, you know, but they're just there and you feel like, oh, the numbers are very high. You know, you see that on Instagram and TikTok, a lot of Twitter. You have this big numbers, but when you make a post, you don't get the engagement that you need. And people feel like, okay, I'm trying to create a problem. I used to have that when I was in radio. Remember, I was the first person who started using Facebook and Instagram to do my live when I'm doing my show. And they used to say, it's seeking attention, it's seeking validation of the fans, blah, 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 blah. It's going to end up with all of us on that pressure because people now will not say why we're not doing it. You know how life is. People get angry when you're doing something that they're not capable of doing, and they don't want to be seen like not good enough, they start getting angry. But I want to tell everybody that the sky is big enough. Everybody have a style as to what they want. I always wanted to be a community. I've always believed that being in the media, it's not just about me, but it's about the people that I work with, the crew that I have. And it also goes to the question that Joel asked that I would like to answer later, and a host of others. So sending a mug or water bottle or keyring to your members does not represent show off, in my opinion. For people who think it's show off, it's just saying that I'm getting a lot more. A piece of channel should do with you because you are also giving to be a member. You put in 750 naira, 1,000 naira every month for that. So I think that a piece of the channel should be with you as well. Like, you know how they ask people, this club that you're supporting, do they know you? Do they remember your birthday? Do they send you anything? I actually plan to have a database where anybody who's a member will know their birthday, we would, know their money anniversary, we'll do a shout out video for them. If possible, we'll shout out the show. That's shout out the show. That's my own. Okay. Hey, I'm just saying, I'm just passing that across. For those of you who are members, you think it is wrong, or those just people in this community wrong to send packages. I'm trying to leak as of my of my audience. I don't see it like that. But whatever it is, you comment on the comment section. Let's see. Going back to the news that to the activity there. Coach Andy Iraola has emphasized just how challenging the Premier League can be, highlighting the difficulty of securing points in such a high-pressure environment. Speaking to Sky Sports, his respect for the league's intensity, the demand of the Premier League are incredibly high and it's really tough to come in with points. So, like, you have to fight for every single one, and when you do get them, you need to value them. See, I think that they give these people this script to always talk like this. I don't think the Premier League is a very hard league. The Premier League is one of the easiest leagues in the world. But hey, people will have a different idea, and I agree, but I don't think the Premier League is hard. As people want to make you feel like, oh, Premier League is a very hard league, is the best league in the world. Premier League have the best media in the world. Yes, don't argue about that. But toughest league, shut up.
The demands of the competition are so high that even if you are doing well, you are, doing your job, getting your results. Now we play Chelsea, we play Liverpool. It's very difficult to get points. So you have to value every point you get, every tie at the end, like against Forest, because I think every point will be very needed, because this season especially, you don't see with teams. You see around you, and everyone is quite strong.
All right, thank you very much, Anthony Ariola. Just trying to please the media, try to buy the media favor, try to make England people love you and make you feel like, oh, you're Spaniard, okay? Why would you say the English league? Like you're coming from Spain and telling me English league? Come on, my friend. Get away, you. In an interview with Sky Sports, Alan Myers, John Textos shared that he feels close to selling the deal to buy Everton. Close to sealing the deal to buy Everton, and is confident it will be done before the November 30th deadline. In his exclusivity agreement, he also compared the idea of taking over Everton to becoming the US president, saying, if someone asks, do you want to own Everton? It's like being asked if you want to be the president of the United. I gotta tell you, say, these people, they give them script, quotable lines to talk nonsense. To own Everton, yeah, club will be like FC Taraba is comparing with to be the man we go hold the nuclear weapons. We go fit bomb the whole world. You see the Mumuto Kwari talk. Come on, get away, yeah. Talk anyhow. The John Tester, come on, come here, come and talk your nonsense.
We have two that have made what we believe are good qualifying bids, and we also still have the possibility that our partners may want it. They love the club, as much as I do, and we are now down at the final, week or two of, believing we know who the buyer is going to be. And the contract I have with Farhad, gives us a lot of time for that. There's a long stop date of like November 30th that was set to make sure that, we can, God forbid we can't complete it by then. And I do believe we can complete it before then. The documents I'm going to have with Farhad are complete closing documents, subject only to the Premier League approval. But you got to be ready by the next transfer window, because this is a time to leap forward up the table from wherever they are. And, my get in early enough to really deal with that. The opportunity to step into these situations, that you're only a caretaker. You see these documentaries of the great history of these clubs and people that have gone before you. You're never going to rise.
One of the hardest lessons,
in the eyes of, the community of these clubs. Because if you get into football and you really decide you want to make it your life, and then somebody comes along and says, can you be the owner of Everton? It's like somebody asking you, do you want to be president of the United States? Of course you do. But you don't necessarily think that things are realistic. But Everton, my God, you wouldn't think that's like looking at the White House and saying, I'm going to live there someday. So when it becomes available, obviously I'm not just interested. Hopefully we can get it done, but it'd be quite an honor.
If they now call you to come and take over Madrid, to be like taking over principalities and powers, come on, my friend. Don't talk nonsense here. If people can talk anyhow, Anyhow, okay, let's talk about Victor Osimhen a bit. Okay, this is not me. I wonder if Victor Osimhen would do a video. But I mean, Jose Mourinho was nice, praised him where he needed to praise him, and also said some things about him. Fenerbahce Coachella, yes, Jose Mourinho. Okay, now Fenerbahce, the player Man United, not Galatasaray. Fenerbahce coach Jose Mourinho has praised Victor Osimhen, describing him as a fantastic player following his transfer from Napoli to Galatasaray last week after he drawn out saga in an interview with Turkish athlete HT Sport. Mourinho complimented Galatasaray on acquiring such a talented player, though he did mention one concern, saying, "The only issue I have with him, in quote, is that he dives too much." Is it true? You guys agree that Victor Osimhen dives too much? There's a lot of things about Victor Osimhen diving. Is diving really? I think he complains too much. His hand gesture is too much, but diving. I mean, Victor Osimhen is not my good book right now, but diving. Jose Mourinho, I don't want to agree with you on this one, but I know fear of Jose Osimhen. I double dare him. He can't do a video. He can't. If you try him.
He's a fantastic player. He's a player that if I was in a club with ultra potential to pay 75 million, I would buy. He's a fantastic player. Of course, he come in different circumstances, but in the end, doesn't matter the circumstances. What matter is that Galatasaray got absolutely fantastic player. I don't have problems with Victor. In fact, we have a very good relation. But every time I play against him, I speak with him because I don't like the way he behaves. He dives too much. And the last time we play Roma against Napoli, I had this conversation with him and I told him, look, you are one of the two best African players, is you and Salah. In the past, Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, George Weah, you cannot behave like this. He dives too much. And that's my problem with him. But after 10 minutes, we are fine. We have, and for the Turkish league is fantastic. And for Galatasaray, of course, is fantastic too.
Get entertained. There's nothing like listening to Elegbete TV radio. It's fun. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV radio, the pathfinder for radio.
All right, Jose Mourinho said what he have to say about Victor Osimhen. The good thing is he finds the balance to describe him the best way from his own prism, from his own perspective. Fantastic player. I use the word absolute. Absolutely fantastic player. All of those great things so that we don't miss the point. He actually gave him adoration, put him in the class of Samuel Eto'o, George Weah, Didier Drogba, and the rest of them, and then mention what is his weak point. I don't know whether it's diving I will use, but I think that Osimhen is overtly dramatic, and sometimes it gets over the top. And that's just me, like over the top. It could be annoying. If I'm playing with him on the same team, I'll be the guy on the field telling him, "Hey, shut up and play the ball." I'm that kind of guy. Okay. I'm that kind of guy because come on, we've got 90 minutes to get this job done, execute it, score the goals, win this game, take out 3 points, go collect our match bonuses, and move on, starting for the next game. So if you start doing all those Hollywood and Nollywood things, I'll be the first your teammate to tell you, oh, but if you not get up and down and do it, I will punch you because we need to get this game going. That's the kind of guy that I am. If you meet people who play with me, they'll tell you that's the kind of guy that I am. Let's get this game over with. Let's not drag a 90 minutes game into 4 hours because you have the knack for wanting cameras to be on you. Okay, having said that, fine. So let's take the question from Joel. Let's go straight to the question from Joel. I don't know if my answer will be helpful. I already thought about it. The question came in early this morning when I was setting up my kids for school. Hi, Yodafi. My name is Joel. Love the job you're doing with the YouTube channel. Keep it going. It can be frustrating on YouTube when your numbers are not matching up with the effort that you're putting. I'm also a YouTuber. Love the idea that you have decided to give your members gifts. I don't think it's something I want to do. I don't have the powers or the money to do that. You and I know that people don't make as much as people think we make doing YouTube. So when I did a calculation of what you want to do, you're obviously going to spend a lot of money. And the fact that you're in Nigeria, fuel, data, and the rest of them is crazy. But I'm going to ask you this question. How do you run your YouTube? Are you a one-man army, record, edit, post, run everything? Is that the best style if you want to advise another YouTuber, or you like a YouTuber who have a team? I am going to listen to your sports buffet. I hope you can read this and share your thought. Reason why there may be some other people who wants to learn this and not asking. I would also be okay if you don't want to answer on your show, but please do want to send me a voice note so that I know what your thoughts are in all of this. Right, so Joel, I've asked a question, and typical way we owe him to answer, and he said he's going to be watching the show. So let's put it this way. First off, I want to get another content creator, a super content creator, very popular, very powerful, to share our own style, and then we'll go from that, and then I'll come also and answer mine.
One of the hardest lessons I've learned is that there is strength in delegation, because for 8 years when I did YouTube, I shot it myself, I edited it myself, I wrote it myself, I did everything myself. And then I was attached to that idea, that control. And even when I moved to LA, I was like, I don't need an editor. And I would stay up all night editing. And then, you know what, I realized that there's an editor out there that can learn my voice that is better than me. And so this is going to sound common, but to be the smartest person, you have to be the dumbest person in the room. If I'm with my team, I am a smart boss if my editor is better than me. If my assistant knows my logistics and my calendar better than me. If my agents can negotiate better than me, that makes me a smart boss. It took a while to learn that, because before I had to be like, no, I'm the smartest and like all these people. No, surround yourself with great people and your career will flourish, because you need people. You need people to progress. You can't do everything yourself. And if you do everything yourself, you don't allow yourself time for opportunity.
I don't think I have much to add, but I'm going to give you some illustration, because this journey is a very wild journey. And if Ahmed Kalijayi is watching this, when we started, and I remember that July of July of 2017, when I reached out to Toby that, look, Toby, I'm looking to start a YouTube content. I need a video editor. And said, bros, you can learn how to shoot online, go online. I show you that camera. I say, yes. You can learn how to shoot, and then you can edit yourself. I say, no, Toby, that's not a wise way to do. That thing you just said is a Nigerian thing. I don't want to be a Nigerian boss. The Nigerian boss builds a company that dies the minute they die. I don't want that. I want something that my children and the children of the people who work with me can take up from. This was, you can ask Toby Adequaju. I said, so I need somebody. And then he referred to the greatest producer I've ever worked with. And listen, so I'm a part of another channel called Atlas, and I have highly skilled people who are trained in MIT, people who are trained from Silicon Valley, people who are trained from Google, who are my partners who work together on that thing. But I'm just a tiny fly on the wall on that project, right? You know, if you remember my podcast, Special Delivery, and the other works I will do there. And I say cinematic producers there. That's one part, okay? That's the part where we fly on excellence. Then this part where we do anything goes, we're still the very best in this space, right? And I told him my son need one, so he gave me Kalijayi. Well, Kalijayi, me and Kalijayi were miles apart, like we're two different people. I'm fire, he's water. That's the best way to describe the two of us. He's calm. It's not a pressure guy. I'm a pressure guy. I want this done now. I'm like Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm a child who will throw tantrum. He's not. It's like, let the heavens be falling. He's calm. He's just looking at you with his, he's taller than me. He's a Man United fan. I don't understand, but hey. And we went to do one of our first job in Abuja, and it was a time where everybody was leaving my former employers, and we met one of my former colleagues, who was working with the NFF at the time. And we went out to go eat. And that evening, as we were talking again, this same conversation came up. And I was like, oh, bros, how do you do editing? I said, no, there is this guy. He was with me. I said, this guy that does not the editing or the shooting. My job is to generate the idea, tell him, okay, this is what I want us to do now. And then I raise the fund for us to move if we need to move. And then we go do it and come back. I have the contact. When it comes to Nigerian players, whether the old ones, whether the current ones, whether, retired ones, that's one of the good things. I think it's one of the gifts that God have given to me. I'm a very relationship person. I'm a relational person. Like, I connect with people very, very fast. And I also service old relationship. I know people who played for Nigeria in the 60s. I know people who played for Nigeria in the 70s. I know their children. I know their wife. I know their families. And I relate to them. Sometimes on Christmas, like out of the blues, if I just have a little money, I send them gift. Not because I just think, and I send them with a note, I am sending you this for Christmas, not because of Christmas, not because you can't buy it, but because I am happy to be a benefactor of the hard work you put into an industry that I am now part of. Thank you for your service to Nigeria. And they always, feel happy about it. I think you should copy that and do it within your industry space. Look for some people. There are some bad people too anyway, not everybody. Like in this journalism now, if you ask me who are the people I would like to send a bottle of wine with, Dejo Motoibo, Temisa Nokomi, Charles and Azodo, sometimes we disagree a lot, especially on Twitter. I think like it does those things deliberately on Twitter, but he's a fine ass gentleman. He's a good man. He's a good person. So those are the kind of Joseph Faulkner, Ama Ignis, Osono Ngude, Bimba Adiola. He gave me my first, backlash, but at the same time, he's treated me with love, respect, appreciation. Harry Wala, some of these guys, have been very, very nice. Look at Rabo, great guy. Sheodiko too, great guy. He have his own. But those are the kind of people that I would always love to, send a gift on Christmas or Salah, whatever. To that's my point. So getting people to work, Joel, is not because you're lazy. Doing it alone too might be your style. Like I always tell people when I give advice, there's no one size fits all. The reason why you want to do it alone, probably you cannot afford a team. This is what I do. When I started, I sold the company to people who were willing to join me. I said, listen, I'm not going to have the company for myself. You're going to have 10%. Precious have 10% of the company. Some people have equity in this company. Some other people have an agreement in place that says, when we start making money, 20%, 30%, 10% of our profit goes to you. Might look crazy, might look foolish, right? But I come from a place where the owners want to conserve everything and are happy to see their workers poor, right? It is even a crime for you to be famous. It is a crime for you to be big. I'm the reverse of that. The joy I have is watching the Sports Lounge crew not doing their thing on DSTV. Seeing Allison, that I plucked out of nowhere, go to Big Brother and now becoming this big. And see all these girls that used to work with me getting married, having kids, living well. That's for me, that's my win. So we have it differently. But it is good to have people do things for you. I don't think that there is one man who is a master of everything. It's like saying a footballer, you're a striker, you're a midfielder, you're a defender, you're also a goalkeeper. I don't really think it works like that. So having a team, another thing why a team is good is that there are times when your idea becomes stale, obsolete, and jaded. There is somebody there who will give you a very fantastic idea. Okay, when I worked with a guy called Tian, for me the best sports photographer in Africa. Okay, he's got some nasty habits, but in terms of the job, he's the best, right? When I worked with him, I don't know if I've ever worked with anybody with that bold, creative way of thinking like Tian. You can search him online. It's Tian Photography. I don't know if he's changed his handle now, but Tian Photography. He's one of the best. He covers the TCC League, covers some NLO matches. He's one of the best, all right? But he himself doesn't even know what talent he's got. And, a few other guys like that I've worked with. So you need people to create a community. That community are the people that would help you, proliferate, that would help you expand. If you're doing it alone, what you're supposed to achieve maybe in 10 years, it might take 25 years or 40 years or so to achieve it. But you need people to make things work. That's my belief. That's how I was raised. That's how I've grown. And I'm not sure I'm going to change it, Joel. I don't know if it works for you, but that's it. As for the gift part, so one of the things that I also did with starting my YouTube channel was to create a pseudo board of directors. Okay, people that I'm accountable for. So they are the Elegbete TV family group. Okay, these guys are now, I've now grown from my fans, my friends, to become my family. And to be very honest, without them, this kind of channel would have closed down for a very long time. They are the reason why I have not packed my bags and say I'm not doing it again, because I've gotten to that place many times. They are the reason why I also, I am not tempted to do some of the kind of content that people suggested I should do. They are the people that I am accountable for. So accountable to. They make me stay grounded. They make me realize that, when you think of quitting, you now remember, what about the money you don't take from these people? You won't just they're not going to feel bad, but what it does is to block the road for other people. I owe them success. They need to be able to say, you see that channel that is now big, we make it happen. They need to be able to tell other people, and then that would also inspire them to also fund another person who wants to do the same thing that I'm doing. So those people are my pseudo board of directors. I'm accountable to them. I tell them, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Sometimes I say, go ahead. Sometimes I say, no, explain to us how it's going to be done. And it has worked. It has worked very well for me. The numbers might not match all of this grammar that I'm speaking, but at 16,065 might be very low compared to other channels. But the thing is, we have stayed consistent. If you look at our content, we've done over 2,000 content uploaded on YouTube. For me, it's fantastic. The power to stay. If you know me very well, I'm a serial quitter. Yeah. Like, say, things easily get me pissed off. Like, I easily get tired. Like, no, this is not working. Move to something else. Brilla FM was where I learned how to stay in the face of adversity. People not liking you, people not wanting you, people working against you. Like, you're not going to stop this one. When you play football, you play against defenders who don't like you, who want to kick you, and you play 90 minutes against them. So you're going to do this one. You're going to whip this one out. You're going to run this one out. And for 13 years, after that, I've always told myself, there's nothing you put in front of me that I cannot handle, So, Joel, I hope I've answered your question. Let's go to the people out there and their answers to the question that I raised. How long will Eric Ten Hag stay on the job? How do you, if you're the manager of Arsenal for this weekend game, how do you handle it? You've got the leader of your team, the captain of your team, and the guy who makes this happen, the hub, the coordinator, the conductor of your midfield, of your team out. The midfielder that you bought, that you thought were going to come and strengthen the team, in Mikel Mourinho, out injured with a shoulder injury because Terminator at the back hit him hard in training. Declan Rice, a bag of rice that's supposed to feed you for Christmas, have also fallen inside the sea. So how do you do? The pot of midfield is not there. How do you juggle the team? Gabriel Jesus is just coming back from injury, so much rustiness, might not be fit, his timing might not be good, his instinct might not be there, his confidence might be low. How do you go against the tide? Knowing fully well that again that you're supposed to win at home against Brighton, you ended up drawing, you dropped points already. It does look like Man City are going to win. Liverpool look like they're going to win. So the gap is establishing pretty early. It's already 2-point gap now, and it's looking like Spurs are going to win. They are coming off the 2-1 defeat to Tottenham Hotspur. To Newcastle United. How would you, as Mikel Arteta, because there are games that your players just win for you because they're good. There are games that you win because your position is poor. They're not ready. But then there are games, and that's one of the reasons why I would never like Arsene Wenger. There are games where you need your coach, your manager to win. That's where Jose Mourinho is God. That's where Pep Guardiola is God. Now, this is the time where, okay, I don't have the players, but I know the opposition that I'm going to play against. I know how they play. I'm going to set up in such a way that everything that makes them strong will look confusing, will look, frustrated for them. Your tactics, your setup in such a way that you can frustrate them. So Alex Ferguson also used to do that. When he will set up his team, you'll see Sonny Park, Fletcher, Darren, what's it called? That's Anderson. Some funny players there, West Brom, but then they'll win. He was like, wait a minute, how did these guys win it? So it is time for coaching to come to play, and that's one of the things that is lacking in the current Man United squad as well. No proper coaching, just select players. Boys, go and do what you know how to do. Yeah, okay. So P-Man says, boy, you serious today? No, the computer I won't for my hand before. Everybody say, I just believe somehow, that Arsenal will skate through this injury crisis with good result. So P-Man say, I now understand. Henry Kell says, a greeting from UK, Elevator brother. Thank you very much for for joining us all the way from UK. I appreciate. God bless you. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please do to subscribe. Piman says no machine is 100% efficient. Olava says good morning, boss. I feel so far the defense is intact and Raya is doing his thing. Then I feel Arsenal are still good to go, because in the 2 games the defense and goalkeeper has been fantastic. Okay. Any Emmanuel says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Can you kindly talk about our Niger Paralympians for a minute? Thank you. Unfortunately, I won't lie. I don't have enough updates, enough details to talk about them. I'm off. I switched off because of our sports minister for a while. So I can't really give you up to the minute, up to date information on that. So I'm sorry. Olafat says, I think it's Mourinho's Fenerbahce, not Victor Osimhen. Yeah, I've realized that. I'm sorry, my bad. Mourinho's Fenerbahce, not Victor Osimhen, and I'm looking forward to that game. I want to see Jose pre-match and post-match. You're not looking forward to the game, you just want the pre-match and post-match, right? Guys, click on the like buttons if you're watching this live as well. Uwem Jacob, although 3 powerful midfielders, Odegaard injured, Rice red card, Moreno injury, and Dan and Ad. But if Mikel picks his starting 11 correctly, we may strike a wonderful result at Spurs. 3-point lead. Okay, let's hope that they are able to do that. To be nice, I mean, to have this team disjointed again, it's one of those things that will bring competition and bring respect to the team. Because if Arsenal is seen as a team that cannot play once Odegaard is not there, what stops other people from now saying, you know what, let's shut Odegaard out, let's cut him off, and then we'll see how it will go. So you have to have that midfield rotation that allows them to play whatever happens. I'm saying this thing, but it's hard to do. Okay? But we will see how it goes. Olava they say the rich also cry. That's the situation of Chelsea and Manchester United. The sins of their fathers in Abramovich and Ferguson. What did Abramovich do wrong? I don't know anything that he did wrong anyway. It's now haunting them. Definitely it will touch City too. But now for City, they brought the hearing from February forward to September. So the hearing will start now and probably will end before the season ends. So there's a clear possibility that Man City might get punished to the degree of which point deduction will mean relegation. Imagine if that happens and Arsenal still does not win the title on the field. That's big. That'll be crazy, ridiculous anyway. Big Pedro say there was this argument I had last week, and I would like to ask you. Imagine Pep as the coach of Arsenal and Arteta as the coach of Man City. Do you think Pep would win the league with Arsenal? No. Now this is my reason. Pep is a great coach. Arsenal have a squad deficiency that have not been fixed. I keep saying it. I'm like, oh, what are you saying? Blah, blah, blah. No. Look at the Man City squad in midfield. Apart from the Rodri position, every other position have minimum 2 players that the reserve players will start in the other 19 teams in the Premier League. Right? They just sold their backup striker for £82 million. Name a Premier League team that can sell its backup striker today for 80 million. There is none. That's how good Man City is. Man City is beyond the whole coaching, and I'm not taking anything from Pep Guardiola's coaching. Beyond the whole coaching team, Man City have eliminated competition a long time ago by the sheer size of their squad. So much so that what's that guy that came from Leeds United? Came to this team, he couldn't even start. Look at Cole Palmer that cannot see shit in Man City. He's a number 1 starting player at Chelsea. Last season, second highest goal scorer in the league. If he had stayed at City, he's not going to play past 10 games. And all are cameo appearances. That's how good City is first. Then they have top quality. Again, you look at Arteta. Is Arteta a good coach? Yes. Great coach, not there yet. But he's a good coach. And with a good coach and the size of players that they've got and the way he puts his team, I will tell you for free that when you look at Arsenal, Arteta's body of work at Arsenal and Pep Guardiola's body of work from the time Arteta went to Arsenal to now, Arteta have done more in terms of work and progress than City. Let me explain that to you. Between when Arteta came in to Arsenal, and now Arteta have had to revamp his squad. City still have the stable core of its team. Arteta have had to like flush out, starting from Mesut Ozil, Guendouzi, Torreira, all of those guys that have been flushed out systematically, Granit Xhaka and the rest of them, and then revamp. So first off, when you're bringing it, when you're revamping, it means that you need time to take chemistry to go. Before Arteta came to Arsenal is a team between six. It's now hovering between 6th and 10th. That's their now usual position out of the top 4. It's not like they just went out of it for 2 seasons. They've been out of the top 4 for 4 seasons before Arteta came in, or 5 seasons or so. Arteta came in another 2. No, they've been out for 4 seasons. Arteta came in another 3 seasons out, where they finished 8th, and 5th. Right now, if you look at that time, Pep and his City were setting the bar high and high and high to the point where they went to buy the best goal scoring player right now outside of Ronaldo and Messi in world football, in that Norwegian tour called Erling Haaland. And they were spending 100 million on fringe players like Jack Grealish, players that might not even walk into Arsenal's starting 11. They were doing all of that. They could let Mahrez go. Arsenal no, at double their Arsenal, they don't feel let Mahrez go. They could let Mahrez go. They could let even Gundogan, when he said he wants to go, they could let him go, even though he has come back now. And the core of the team is still there. In that process, Arteta was cooking and going from 8th to 8th and 5th, and then going to 6 points or so behind Man City 2 seasons ago, and then last season 2 points behind Man City. And over a very long period of time, Arsenal have not been able to take a point off Man City no matter the game. Last season, they beat them in the Community Shield, beat them in the league, drew in the league again, took a 4 point off them in the league. So you can see the systemic progress that Arteta have made in what he's building with players that are, starting players in Arsenal. Bukayo Saka will not start at Man City. He will sit on the bench. Odegaard will not start ahead of Kevin De Bruyne. I don't care whatever anybody thinks. Martinelli is not starting in that team. Trossard is not starting in that team. William Saliba versus Ruben Dias, it's perspective, right? Because the William Saliba that everybody's hailing best defender in the Premier League, the way Didier Deschamps described him is that it's not good enough. And when you go back and watch that Italy game, you could agree with Didier Deschamps that, man, this boy is not good enough. His timing is wrong. Everything is wrong, okay? And then you look at Declan Rice, he can't do no wrong in the Arsenal team. If you go to that City team, he not like woe betide him, he cannot bench Rodri. So you see the squad, the quality on North London and the quality in the blue half of Manchester, they are miles apart. It's Elon Musk versus Dangote, right? Not even Dangote safe. Dangote is still okay. Let's even say Elon Musk versus Dangote. They're not going to wake up tomorrow and say, in the build space rocket just to go visit space to put your foot. Today or tomorrow, non-astronaut will for the very first time on the moon, on the surface of the moon, because Elon Musk is doing it. That's the difference between City and Arsenal. City can only come down if these 115 charges come in and then they knock them. So if you reverse it, first off, half of the season will be won by just the players. No tactics, nothing. Just select the right players, put them on the field, they win it. The other half now, 25% again will be won by the sheer grit of the players and their determination and their willingness to not want to fall their hand. Then if the responsibility of Arteta is to win the other 25%, all it needs is to win 10% and then leave the other 15% because, like it or not, other people will also drop points. So Man City will win the league. That's the answer that I give you to your question, Big Pedro. Additional Alphaman says, well done, Alegota TV family. Thank you very much. Make NFF just leave this set of Eagles coaches to keep going. Them not get money. I agree with you. Additional Alphaman says, Sports Minister should use a political mispromise. You don't know what to do. Additional Alphaman says, leave Mourinho. The guy just want to create talking points to startle the guy. Now, mind game. He said it too after Osimhen scored against Roma 2 seasons ago. I don't like that he says that Mourinho took in the Flames already to be a 3-hour race, a 3-horse race in the Turkish league. Olafa says there's a reason Napoli had the highest number of penalty calls than any other team in the Serie A over 2 years. Okay, so you agree that Victor Osimhen is a diver? Okay. I say when you meet a superior fact, you should not argue. So on this one, I'm not going to argue anymore because you presented a superior fact to make me shut up. Okay, Edition Alpha says this advice on being the smart one in is very good. The ecosystem is big enough for everyone to fly. Young people working with me always wonder why I give them hand to express and implement their ideas. To me, I think this is the best thing. I know that I'm building a business that is building forward, that is not building backward, right? So this business is going to evolve with technology. When I started in 2017 to upload a 30 minutes video because of the strength of the internet in 2017, might take you the old days. Sometimes we upload it at night to let it percolate to cook till the next morning. Now you can 4 gig, 10 gig video. We dare not, when we started, go back and look all the content when we started. We dare not export on 4K because we're not going to upload them. It's not internet, you don't get the data to take upload them. Yeah, it's still consuming data for what we do, but what I'm saying is it's getting better. And the younger generation, so I sit with my 10-year-old daughter and we're talking. I actually putting up slangs and words that I just don't understand. For her, it's an easy flow. But when I'm talking, she understands everything that I'm saying. That already tells me that the world is moving forward in a direction that I do not understand. So if I'm not going to trust the younger people to handle things, to do things, to make things work, when now we're seeing 5-year-old, 10-year-old have viral videos that even Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi cannot comprehend, you really think that you can do it alone? The reason why my former place of work is crumbling is because one man thinks that his idea is the god. Like, it's not because as people want to say radio is bad. If radio is bad, Nigeria will not be thriving, Lagos stock will not be thriving, Wazobia will not be thriving. They are still thriving. Not only are they thriving in Lagos, there are stations, there are stations in Abuja, the ones in Port Harcourt, they are thriving. They are being followed religiously, aggressively. So it tells you that you gotta lead people to expand with their creativity, because you, as I am now, there is a place where I'm still a great thinker. I'm still as creative in my thinking. I think that the gift that I have, my creative thinking is very, very high. It's very, very lost. But there are times when I listen to Peter and he says something and it is. A lot of people are using, let me give you a very good example. A lot of people are using Bitcoin today. I make both to say I was one of the earliest people who introduced people to Bitcoin, blockchain, and all that. But I don't know their level anymore. People talk about BitBuy, people talk about new. I don't know some of the coins that are available anymore. But in 2015, 2016, people look at me like I was crazy for even mentioning these things to them. I was given a warning for mentioning it on radio one time. I was given a warning, very serious, stand warning that I don't repeat this again. You want to mislead people. People were more interested in MMA than Bitcoin blockchain. 15,000 naira. What was that? 0.03 Bitcoin was 15,000 naira at the time. And I'm like, are you crazy? Why you're misleading people? Don't go and put people in trouble. But say it is now, because younger people learn faster, they move faster, they've got speed. Older people like us are not slowing down. So if you want to run a business and you don't trust young people to make things happen for you, now you Sabio. Now you know. Me, I want to come back Nigerian League. You think I can be? But then there are young people who are happy. Look at Joy. Joy left Abeokuta to Uyo and came back. Via road. No, I'm not gonna fit. I'm not gonna fit. When she was growing and the car broke down in Owerri, she got to Uyo by 2 a.m. I'm worried. My heart was falling. But it was adventure for her. And I remember back in the day where it was like that for me too, when I was traveling around Nigeria and I really didn't bother. When I could jump on a train from Sweden and I was going to Romania, I didn't really bother whether we were passing through bush, through tunnel. They could just stop the train and shoot all of us like we see in the movies. I didn't bother because I was young, but now I'm scared. I can't do that. So that's why you must trust younger people, give younger people the room to be creative. Even though a lot of young people today also are very lazy, but you must find the very best among them, invest them, and do something. So I like farming. And I was teaching my kids about farming the other day, and I was just saying something that, I wish I could do this. And my daughter said, since we cannot remove the interlocking star, do it. Why not use buckets? They just have intuition. They just have ideas. So trust the young people. It will work. And this is what I said. The typical Nigerian bosses are always want to have it all and determine people's destiny. I don't like that. The ecosystem is too big. Give people free hand to bring out their ideas to help you. I love to say, I just feel I would put Trossard in the other guard position because he's tried that several times in preseason, or probably he puts Everton there and start Jesus up front. Okay, let's see how it goes. The lawyer is saying the number is still growing, even though it's slow, but it's steady. Well done for your consistency, Elegbete. You are a quintessential example to people like as well. I hope so. So Babajide say there is an adage that says, let's work together and have blissful journey, and the wisest king is the king that leverage on the wisdom of others. I believe you are doing great, Ogami. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The other one is saying, yes, so this is the time for Arteta to earn his money. I agree with you. Injuries are never going to favor big teams, most times after international break. OT David say Arsenal should just get Gyökeres and Adingra. They can spend 100 million on Rice, yet they haven't signed the bids, Osimhen or Gyökeres yet. We don't need Osimhen. We need Gyökeres here, but I don't think we need Osimhen. Demola Abedi Ibrahim, he says, I will start Raya, White, Gilbert, Saliba, and Timbers in defense. The midfield will be Partey, Calafiori in Rice position. Is Calafiori fit? Is he not injured? That's what I would have done, but I thought he was injured. And Kai in Odegaard position, Trossard in 9, Saka and Nelly on the wings. Okay. What today we say? I just realized that Kava is still available. Okay. I believe Arteta is doing well. Fans are just anxious. Arsenal isn't built around Martin Odegaard, so we can do without him. We still have a high win ratio without the captain of 52.8%. Thank you very much for that one. Moses Lucky Ogali Garbot is say on point. Thank you very much for that one. The other one say ETH is already on borrowed time. His time will not last beyond the first 10 matches. If it does, then he would have been lucky. Now still sack last. What people that do? Ayodeji, the joy. It says Zinchenko wants to play in the midfield position. Time to showcase his talent. This game is too big. Madison will run him out of the park. I think Raheem Sterling and Starboy will be a key in the North London derby. Okay, let's see. Zawalo says the Arsenal win ratio with Martin Odegaard is 62.5%. Yeah, we know that one. Oti David say facts. What does that mean? FAXS. I don't know. Please explain what that means, please. Moses Lucky Ogali Garbot says, I think Odegaard can start in the City team perspective, like you said. Silva or Foden. I don't think he will start. I think that because he's an Arsenal player, he's overrated. I was involved in the conversation. Myself, David Dean, and a few Arsenal guys were just having a conversation in the WhatsApp group. And I said something. I said, Odegaard is the worst of the lot that I played in that position for Arsenal in the last 40 years. So let's go back to Andres Lemper. You guys don't know him as an Arsenal player, but he played for Arsenal before Wenger came and moved in. Andres Lemper, Paul Messin, Emmanuel Petit, Sami Nasri, Rosicky, Cesc Fabregas, Mesut Ozil. There's a player that I'm not mentioning. Santi Cazorla. Then come to Odegaard. Is there anyone? When I mentioned, I said, is there anyone that Odegaard can rise above? There's not one. Like every agree that Odegaard is below every name that I mentioned in that position, and that tells you that again is what support my position that the quality of football have reduced. Just the speed have increased, but the quality, like in terms of the quality of football, the rich quality. You know how back in the day, so I grew up in Warri. Back in the day, Mama put food is equal to your mother's food, or sometimes better than your mother's food. Today, when you go to restaurants, I'm not talking like highbrow restaurant, like Crocs and Creams now, like that's different. Or you go to Eco Hotel or the signature side. Signature food seems to be way better. The quality of the food in signature restaurant, especially their mushrooms and all that stuff, and their confectionaries, way better than the main Eco Hotel. And the price difference is not much. That's why when I go to Eco Hotel, I tell my wife, let's go to signature. Yes, let's stay there. Not me. I wouldn't work the money. You know, or you go to Cactus, right? That's a different one. I'm talking of regular everyday mama put. The quality of the food. It's the same thing with football. Martin Odegaard no go fit bench because Martin Odegaard is not that versatile. He doesn't have speed. Yes, he's very good with recovering the ball in that midfield, playing in that hole of the number 10. There is no way, unless Kevin De Bruyne is injured. There is no way in the world. One thing that Odegaard have not learned, and that people like Rosicki, Ozil, Fabregas is the king of them all that have, Poscos and the rest of them have, is the ability to play even distribution of passes. If you put Odegaard in a game and tell him, don't pass to Bukayo Saka, he will have a poor game. And it is the reason why the guy on the left, Martinelli, is not looking like, oh, they should sell him, he's not playing well. No, if you go back and look at the season where Granit Xhaka had his best game, but Martinelli also had his best game because there was somebody who was feeding him equal opportunity passes, just the same way Bukayo Saka is getting. With Fabregas can find you anywhere. It's like a Sunday list. It can find you anywhere, whether you're on the left, whether you are Reyes, whether you are Van Persie, whether you are in the middle. He can find you anywhere. And that's when you say a midfielder is good. Again, that's one of the things that could make Arsenal not win the title because they have a distributor that is functioning as a carburetor when it should be an injector, right? So it's still kind of like old school, not really perfect. Too many things that Odegaard needs to improve. If you want to play at City, you have to play at a high performance level. And at City, the only weak player for me is Bernardo Silva. But what he does is Bernardo Silva is the quintessential example of busy doing nothing. Yeah, I was having this conversation again with some guys, and I told him that, listen, show me a season where Bernardo Silva have done double figures in assists consistently, and he couldn't show me anyone. Show me a season where he scored goals in double figures consistently, and he couldn't show me anyone. And because he was telling me that, oh, Bernardo Silva is better than other guys, I said, no, he's not better than other guys. He just that have more movement on the field than Odegaard. And the reason why that is because he's playing for a team that 85% to 95% of the time controls possession. So his movement will be seen because all those short passes, all those lateral and vertical passes that they give, he would always be involved in them because they control the possession of the ball. You guys say, oh, how do you say all these things in the game? I wouldn't say it. Well, I don't know how to explain that, but it's just the way I say it. What did they say? True. The same is in football. The moment a 15 to 16-year-old gets called up to the senior squad as players in their prime, age-wise. Raji Moshu say, I heard about Bitcoin from you the first time in 2014-2015. Thank you very much. He said, have you seen the football-related movie When Love Strike? And your take on sports and football-related movies. Would you ever venture into producing something of such in the future? I've not seen When Love Strike anyway, but let me be very, very clear. Where I'm heading to, if in the next 5 years, we get 500,000 subscribers on the channel that are active, I will do a movie. And it's gonna be very regular, easy, the simplistic, as in my head I have the idea already. It's not going to be all this Hollywood, like big ticket movie, but to produce anything like food sports movie, if I really want to tell the story the way I want, it will still cost a whole lot. But I would like to do a Chijoke Ejogo story, Arugo Monkey. I would like to do a Tonda Balogun movie. I would like to do a biopic of Peter Rufai. I went from Peter Jaja to Peter Rufai. I felt the stadium in Warri. Peter Rufai made a save that made the stadium in Warri collapse. It's a story that people have not been told. Nobody knows that story. And, a whole lot. There are stories about Peter Rufai that needs to be told. How, the talk about him paying his teammate to use shots to kill the other goalkeepers, and then so that he will make the team. All of those stories needs to be told. I mean, when I say it, sometimes people get shocked like, hey, is it true? Yeah. And the stories of Rashidi Yakini, from a mechanic to African Footballer of the Year. That's a story to be told, okay? But it requires money. I've ventured into doing a documentary, and I mean, we got burned $375,000. I give me high blood pressure plus my son's sickness. I give me high blood pressure while they treat it to this. So, if I don't have the money, the cash is not on ground. Say more go to go work, more they look for money. I won't do it. But I think I will venture into it eventually. I just pray that our numbers grow faster because there's a whole lot of things that I want to do. I also want to prove to people that the reason why the MPFA is not good is media, not necessarily because the quality of the players are not there. I don't agree that the player qualities are not there. I just believe that, look, if you take away money from the Premier League, the league is dead. If you take away money from the La Liga, the league is dead. It is first money, then money. You know how the Bible says money has started all things. Money will provide the solution to every other thing. It's like you're in a relationship. 90% of the problems are solved if you have money. That's why if you from Nigeria travel abroad now, you will notice drastically how your prayer point just changes. I think for those of now where they go abroad, now notice how on a prayer point they change once you go abroad. First year you still they pray like that, but you don't notice that somewhere along the line some of the prayer point just fall off because you don't need that government. Some of the things where you pray for, government already provide them. Okay. What today we say, is it true that Ego ever retired? What's retired? If so, we are so done. What's retired? I don't understand. Government not retired from football since now. It's not retired. They gave him a mandate for 2 games. I think if you watched the show yesterday, you saw we played the audio now. He said his mandate is over, but he's open to sit down with the NFF, with whatever new coach they bring in. He's a football director. For him to be talking like that, it means that the NFF are still looking for another coach. So he's open to sit down with a new coach for whatever direction and give them a heads up on the team. It's next month that we're playing our next game against Libya. Okay, double header. So we'll decide. But I think that eventually they will still tell him to continue. Sabigel, my love, how are you? He said, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. My network allowed me join at this point. What did they say? He said first means fact. Okay. Another for it. Okay, you'll be this my 10-year-old daughter, their generation. I'll be Fizzy. Say quote of the day: distributor functioning like a carburetor instead of an injector. Oshé. Okay. You have to understand mechanic to use that quote too. If you don't understand mechanical engineering function, mechanism, you just use the quotes out of context too. You say these guys have got more width and better passing range than Odegaard. Now that's a problem. Imagine if Odegaard was the one that had the ball against Aston Villa in the final game of the season. Man City were not going to win that title. Liverpool would have won it. It is that range, because range, there's something Zidane, is it Zidane? No, Jose Mourinho said, why make 20 passes when I have Toni Kroos that can use one pass to get me to my destination? Sometimes you need those kind of players. You need those players. That's why I love Andre Pirlo for life. Those players, and then that's why Sonny Olise is my all-time greatest player. I always explain it this way. Okocha is a player that is responsible for the team function of the Super Eagles in that 10 years that he played with the Sonny Olise. And in that 10 years, Olise was playing in an era where the defensive midfielder's job is don't cross the center line and go forward. You must stay behind. But in that 10 years, your creative player too, whose job is not to mark, just get the ball and create goals for us. Your defensive midfielder who have the responsibility to mark. And we're playing against teams that we don't control possession against most of the time. But Olise had more assists than your Okocha. That alone tells the story. So when we talk, there is a whole lot of busy doing nothing. And listen, when I talk about football, I talk about it from a lot of perspective. One, from a player's perspective. I play the game. And if I'm making a run, another guy is doing that thing. That's why I don't like Raheem Sterling. I hope that Arteta can talk to him. And he's doing that 360 that he's doing, that Anthony does at Man United. You freaking killing my momentum. So the next time you get the ball, I'm not going to run. That's what's happening with Martinelli. When Odegaard holds the ball and Martinelli is in acres of space, everybody, the attack just came off the right. Odegaard is still holding the ball, waiting for Ben White to come in to triangulate with him and Saka to do that run. Well, most of the time he walks, okay, because of the way he can find a pass through the eye of the needle, through the sea of legs, like we've seen him do every time. But how about picking the ball, raising your, that's thing they teach us in academy, in grassroots football. I didn't play academy. Grassroots football. They say if the ball is coming from the right, as soon as you receive the ball as a distributor, the ball needs to go to the left because naturally the human body sway as a pendulum. So the ball is on this side of the field. The entire opposition are on this side, are angled to this side. So once you get the ball, raise your head, turn the ball this way. Just with one touch, you could flick the ball. And then when I have acres of space to attack, remember, we have a lot of bodies here before. So the defending team are now moving this way, leaving us open here. So when you cross the ball again, the ball comes to them, and that's a goal. I don't know. I'm doing too much coaching here now. Let's move on. Moses Lucky Ogali say, I agree with you on the overhead part. Social media gives stars to players who have not earned it with the work they put in, e.g. Kobe Mino. Isn't somebody woke up on Monday and said Kobe Mino's movement reminds him of Zidane? Are you daft? Pascal, sorry, like legend of the game, but that was crazy. How dare you say that? You didn't even you couldn't even say that of one Roma Requeme and compare him to Zidane or Viola or some other guys. But you Kobe Mino, that's Morgan Mino. They just introduce a match where they play one good FA Cup game. His entire career, I have only one good game. You they compare with Zidane. God, I beg you. I think Martinelli might have some of his best game before Odegaard is back because Arsenal might have to distribute their play across the field. I hope so too. Moses Lucky Ogali, I just like that name, Ogali, my cousin's name. Say Arsenal shouldn't have sold Saka. Saka wanted to go, so I'm not going to blame Arsenal there. And he's gone on to win the title. He complemented the midfield. I agree with you completely. To the left, maybe that is why Mourinho is here now. Martin Odegaard is a right-sided inside midfielder. You know this when they use all these statistics, all this terminology where they give now. So Fabregas was a what? Just humor me. Fabregas was a left-sided inside corner midfielder. We just talk all these things because we want to talk. Because at the end of the day, there is a 4 at the back. There is a number 2. Number 3, number 5, 6. Nowadays, they don't say that number 5 and 6 again. So number 4, which is normally number 4, they say right number 6 now. There's a number 4, there's a number 10, there's a number 11, there's a number 7, there's a number 8, number 9. So we should be right-sided inside midfielder. What's that? Pass the ball. The tag no matter. When somebody free, the rule of the game, whether you play 4-3-3, 4-4-2, 4-1-4, anything they play, look for the free man. The quality of passing is when you make the right pass. It's not just I give me to ball. I say they play Akiko tennis. No, pass the ball to the guy who will set us on the way to goal. That's when you know you're playing football. Olafa say every time Odegaard makes those passes, it's always leading to goals, but it's because he doesn't do it often against Brighton for Martinelli, against Chelsea for Harvard. It's the inconsistency. Piman says switching the ball across the field was a specialty of good Alonso and Pascals. They know when. Listen, what's a midfielder's job? A midfielder's job is first and foremost to control the tempo of the game, the flow of the game, knowing when we have done overload on the right. The reason why Bukayo Saka would always play 75% for his season is that we overload him too much, and at some point he's lost. He's run too much. He's covered too many distance. And then you now make the other guys look like they're not playing. They are playing, but they're not getting the pass. What do I do? You know this thing I used to say when I was in Brilla, and I tell Tony that, and sometimes we'll do a show and say, man, the way you analyze today is different from how you analyze when you do that. I say, because when I'm with Raji doesn't have the right question. An analyst is as good as the question you're asking. It's the same way with a white man. It's as good as the supply he gets. You can't give me 6 balls in a 90-minute game. I lose 3 of them, and then I try to get 2 in, 3 in, 2 no meet the person because defenders clear up, and then 1 meet my teammate, but enough is scored. They'll say, oh, I have a bad game. No, I didn't have a bad game. You didn't give me the supply that I need. And then sometimes you give me the ball because you not get option again, and we're all choked up. Give me ball when I set sailing, when I'm on my bike and I'm going to put the ball there. Then let's see whether I'm not going to do it well. You know, it's one of those things anyway. We've come to the end. I think I've read every messages that was sent in. Thank you very much for your time. I've got a class with YouTube today. I've got an interview later. I've got so much to do today. My kids have resumed school, so it's a crazy schedule for me, but I'll try my best. See, this whole studio is very hot. No AC, NEPA light, no D. That small generator cannot carry this AC, so I'm crazy here. So, my name is Adafi Mathias Sagana. You love to come in and go on Spurs. It's been fantastic on the show today. I really love the conversation in the comment section. It's been engaging, highly intelligent, very beautiful. If you're a first timer, you notice. That's why I say we don't insult each other here. We try to be as intellectual as possible, and we learn and we teach each other. God bless you. Once again, let me bring this one as we leave. Let me leave you guys with this one that answers Joel's question.
One of the hardest lessons I've learned is that there is strength in delegation. Because for 8 years, when I did YouTube, I shot it myself, I edited it myself, I wrote it myself, I did everything myself. And then I was attached to that idea, that control. And even when I moved to LA, I was like, I don't need an editor. And I would stay up all night editing. And then you know what I realized? That there is an editor out there that can learn my voice that is better than me. And so to be, this is going to sound common, but to be the smartest person, you have to be the dumbest person in the room. If I'm with my team, I am a smart boss if my editor is better than me. If my assistant knows my logistics and my calendar better than me. If my agents can negotiate better than me, that makes me a smart boss. And I took a while to learn that, because before I had to be like, no, I'm the smartest and like all these people. No, surround yourself with great people and your career will flourish, because you need people. You need people to progress. You can't do everything yourself. And if you do everything yourself, you don't allow yourself time for opportunity.
May is a fantastic player. He is a player that if I was in a club with ultra potential to pay 70-75 million, I would buy. He's a fantastic player. Of course, he come in different circumstances, but in the end, doesn't matter the circumstances. What matter is that Galatasaray got absolutely fantastic player. I don't have problems with Victor. In fact, we have a very good relation. But every time I play against him, I speak with him because I don't like the way he behaves. He dives too much. And the last time we play Roma against Napoli, I had this conversation with him and I told him, look, you are one of the two best African players. It's you and Salah. In the past, Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, George Weah, you cannot behave like this. It dives too much. And that's my problem with him. But after 10 minutes, we are fine. We have a very good relation. And for the Turkish league, is fantastic. And for Galatasaray, of course, is fantastic too.
Get entertained. There's nothing like listening to Elegbete TV radio.